Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with yet another Reddit AITA story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for telling my parents I didn't have a kid? They did, and they need to take care of her, not me. My parents had me, 15 female, when they were 18 and 19. They always made it so obvious they resented being parents so young, and added to that, they never tried to be good parents. I typically spend most of my time at friends' houses. I don't have extended family to rely on. They disowned my parents for having me so young, so friends' houses were a positive in my life that made me feel more comfortable than being at home with my parents. My parents never did typical parent stuff like helping with homework or showing up to support me at school. I don't think they ever attended a parents' conference for me. They ignored a lot of stuff I needed to get signed, and I'd have to get right in their face on the last day to get signatures. My birthday and Christmas have never been a big deal or celebration. They do celebrate their wedding anniversary, but that's a them thing. When they told me 2 years ago that they were expecting a baby, it really surprised me, but then it hurt because sometimes they said stuff that made me feel like I didn't exist, like how they were so excited to have a baby and how they couldn't wait to be parents. What? A friend of my mom's did remind her of me, but then she and dad said I was basically the too early practice run, and this was the real deal. Wow, you all sound special. When my sister was born, they were so attentive to her that I ceased to exist completely. I got sick and my school was trying to call somebody to pick me up early, but they ignored the calls, and when I got home, they had taken the baby out for a family day. When they got home, they hadn't even realized the school called because they turned off their phones to enjoy family time. My gosh. My mom quit her job a month after my sister was born. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom, and she and dad want at least one more kid. My dad leaves work early on Friday so he can spend more time with the family, mom and sister. My parents tried to have another kid for over a year, and mom isn't pregnant yet, so they're jumping to fertility treatments. They told me I need to watch my sister for a few hours every week while they attend those appointments, and they gave me this detailed list of stuff that she needs and what I'm going to do with her. I told them I won't, and that they had her, so they need to take care of her because she's not my kid. My parents told me it's a few hours a week and it's not a huge deal. Dad told me I need to look at it as paying back all they did for me. I said no and told them they didn't give a crap about me, so why would I want to help them? Am I the astronaut?
You mean parenting?
No, not the astronaut. Yes, all they did for you, which was nothing. They did nothing except for have a room for you to come home to. And maybe not even that. Like they did nothing. And for them to not just have this disparity between how they were with you and how they are with your younger sibling, but then to add insult to injury is what almost came out of my mouth. To add insult to injury here and say, you have to watch this child for a few hours a week. First of all, pro tip, you can ask your child if they would be willing to watch another child. Because if you force them to do it, they're not going to do it well. And you kind of need them to do it and take it seriously, right? So, pro tip, try that. Your kid would have still said no here because you all haven't been parents to her. And you even said that it was the too early practice run, like she was a mistake and a failed project for you. It was like a failed experiment. Cool. Love failing like that. And also completely ignored everything that she had going on for school. So what do you expect? Like, what do you expect your child to do? How do you expect your child to react when you haven't shown them any love all these years? And now all of a sudden, she's just a prisoner with job. She's a prisoner with a job. This is indentured servitude, right? She's just... That's got to be a really, really tough situation for OP to be in. And gosh, she's only 15. Crap. Got a few more years. There. I'm sure you could emancipate if it came down to that. If it gets progressively worse. I mean, right now you've at least got some shelter you can come to and then spend the most of your time at your friends. Continue doing that. Just survive it till you're 18 and then start forging your own path, or you could start earlier if you need to. But no, you are not the astronaut for saying no. No, this is not a mandatory thing. I guess they could force you to do it and pull the whole, if you live under my roof, you're going to do this. But as a parent, if I'm looking at this situation and saying, look, we've got a child that we obviously have not done a good job raising. We have not shown love to this child. We have not parented her at all. There's a huge difference with how we treat our youngest, is there going to be some kind of resentment between that would lead to her not wanting to take good care of her? There's some risk involved there, right? And they're not even seeing any of that. They're just like, make this easier for us. You're our kid. You live here. You have to do what we say. So really, the whole arrangement of having a kid for them has only benefited them because they get to tell you what to do. And that's it. Cool. Respect is earned. It is not just built in. Even as a parent, respect is earned from your children by leading, by providing, by loving, by parenting. You earn their respect. And when you earn their respect, they're willing to help. If you demand, if you are a boss instead of a leader at home, it's not going to go well. And I've seen this in myself. I've been a boss parent before, and I've been a leader parent, and I've seen the difference, and I've had to train myself out of being a boss a lot. This is so far beyond that, though. It's if you were going to have this approach, and if you were ever thinking of asking your 15-year-old for help here, there would have to be a hardcore sit-down conversation to be like, hey, look, we're going to be the first ones to admit that we have not been great parents to you. First of all, I'm vowing to you right now that is going to change. We are going to do a better job, and I'm so sorry that we haven't been there for you so far. But they're continuing to be shitty parents to her and not care and not sign the freaking permission slip and not be there to support you in any way, shape, or form, and also giving your younger sibling all the love in the world and asking you to pitch in and help. Wow. Parents, y'all get this because this is just delusional. This is just delulu. There's no other way for me to describe it where it makes sense. They have this delusion that they have done a good job with you or a good enough job to be able to ask you this without having any feelings of remorse. I think you should let them read this story. Maybe that's enough pain to get them to see what they've actually done. Maybe, probably not. But I would also add to this, like, right now, what is your plan, OP? I assume it's as soon as you are able to get out of there and to go no contact and never see them again. I would tell them that too and be like, look, right now, as soon as I can get out of here, I'm out and I'm not looking back because you guys have just been terrible. Neglect is abuse. Neglect from your parents. I mean, there are worse things from your parents that could happen, but gosh, to just grow up feeling completely unloved. And now OP is going to have issues later on showing love. Like, it's going to cause so many other ripple effect issues here and they just don't give a shit. But how they can prove that it's not because they can't love, it's because they couldn't love her. That's what I'm confused about. It's like Candy Thunder has a thought. Here she comes, ladies and gents.
Just really quick.
Hey yo.
I have a question for chat. Do you think that this will last, or do you think that
what will last? Their excitement?
Their excitement for their new baby. Because in my opinion, they're acting like they got a new puppy and they're super excited and they want to be the best parents ever. But these people have shown who they truly are for the past 15 years because they're mid-30s now, right? They were 18, 19 when they had their first child. I don't think it'll last. And I think OP is going to she's going to be 30 and have a really, really sad 15-year-old sister. Because I think that these parents are going to end up doing the same exact thing because I don't think that they actually want to parent or care to parent, because how could you treat a child like this and then have another one and say the things that you're saying, or that my first one was just a test run and all of these things. So I think that these people showed who they truly are, and when the newness wears off, they're going to have another one, and that newness is going to wear off, and then they're going to be left with 3 kids and a lot of work, and I don't think they're going to give a shit. I don't think that they're going to actually care about any of their children, and I think that they're going to have a lot of hurt teenagers in 15 years. Because it's, I don't know.
Okay,
I feel bad for OP. I feel bad that you don't understand what it's like to be loved and cherished by family. Like, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody sets out to be a bad parent, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be a good parent. Everybody wants to do the right thing. They clearly don't know how. They don't know how to be good parents. They don't know how to be parents. So they think they're just going to magically like learn and gain all these skills that they have never put to use before, even once.
Right. I think whenever they said, she said that she didn't want to do it, and her dad said, you need to look at this as paying us back for all that we did. When you become a parent, if you don't let go of your selfishness, I mean, we're all selfish, right? We all have selfish things that we do. But as a parent, like when you become a parent, it's like 75, 90% goes out the window. You don't get that anymore. You don't get to be super selfish with your time, with your money, with anything. And they never got rid of that selfishness. And I don't care how young they were when they had this kid. They chose to have the kid. That shit goes out the window. You were what, 19, 20 when Caden was born. I was 22 when I had Ava, and it's a reality check really fast, especially when you're that age. And I feel like they never took it seriously. They never did it. They never put in the work to become less selfish. And if they never did it and they're in their 30s, why are they going to do it now? What's going to change now?
So they're playing house now, but it's all going to revert back to what it was.
Yeah, and they're going to have
before.
15 years from now, two very unhappy kids that don't feel loved. Because I don't think they understand it, or, I mean, the only thing I can say is that at least the second child is getting the love in the first year of her life, because that's important. It's important for that foundation, but like I don't see it happening after toddler stage. Toddler stage is newborn stage. Like that first year is hard, but like the sleep part of it, but toddler stage is so much more work, I think, in my opinion, than the baby stage. And once that, what is it? When the tough gets going, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Yeah, no, but there's like the tough, like whatever. I don't know. They're just saying. I'll think of it 10 minutes.
Well, think it up wrong so it can be candy thunderized. You know what I mean?
It's like when the tough get going, then I don't know. I'll make something up later. I don't know.
Like combine that.
When the tough gets going, they just leave. There it is.
When the tough gets going,
they just get the out.
And going.
And they're like, hey, pay me back for what I did. But you didn't do anything. Yeah, pay me back.